Hello, everyone. This is Clay Owens, founder of Justice and Truth Advocates, founder of Save, Grow, Share, a parent company for Justice and Truth Advocates. Tonight, folks, I want to take some time, start off what we call JTA People's Court. We're going to discuss a foreclosure in New Jersey by a person that's pretty famous. I happen to like the guy's music, Juelz Santana of the Dipset, whose New Jersey condo, in case you guys haven't heard, his New Jersey condo is currently being foreclosed on, okay? And what we've uncovered with JTA, Justice and Truth Advocates, is that this very foreclosure is indeed fraudulent. We'll show you exactly why this foreclosure is fraudulent. Now, I learned about this upon seeing the story that was posted on Vlad TV. Vlad giving you a little prop right now, Vlad, where it went through and discussed how Juelz Santana is being foreclosed on by Wells Fargo. Folks, it's not necessarily true. While it is true that Mr. Juelz Santana is being foreclosed upon, and the plaintiff who is in the foreclosure complaint is designated as Wells Fargo as trustee, that's quite deceptive. And the reason why I say that is quite deceptive is simply because the foreclosure is actually being brought by the infamous Ocwen Loan Services. Now, folks, all you have to do is just go to Google, take the time, and see the trouble that Ocwen is in. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to take some time right now and just take a brief look at the actual foreclosure complaint that was filed by Wells Fargo as trustee as the plaintiff, but it's actually Ocwen that's behind the scenes. Mr. LeBron James, aka Juelz Santana, and none other than the infamous Stern and Eisenberger law firm out of Cherry Hill. All right. Now, this was the second of two foreclosure complaints commenced against brother Juelz Santana. Now, we'll just go ahead and give you guys an idea of the fraud that is taking place here in the courts of New Jersey. Okay? All right, so here we go. It starts off by reading that the plaintiff is Wells Fargo as trustee for Option 1 Mortgage Corporation, Mortgage Loan Trust 2006, Asset-Backed Certificate Series 2006. Defendant, Mr. LeBron James, aka Juelz Santana, goes on to say that the borrower executed and delivered to Option 1 Mortgage Corporation an adjustable rate note, okay, folks, for $486,000. Now, I'll just pause. Very great chance that Mr. Santana is a victim of predatory lending. Option 1 is infamous for giving people the worst types of loans simply because they didn't care one way or the other if the homeowner lost their home, okay? And 9 times out of 10, this particular loan was table funded, meaning Option 1 didn't even put their money up. They got paid to pretend to be the lender. But then also there's a great chance that this loan has the illegal feature called negative amortization. When you get a chance, folks, Google negative amortization. You'll see that it's an illegal feature with loans. But let's proceed. It goes on to say that to secure the payment, Mr. Juelz Santana also gave a mortgage to Option 1, dated the same, August 31st, 2005. The complaint goes on to say that on or about June 14th, 2013, LeBron James executed and delivered a loan modification which adjusted the unpaid principal balance from $486,000 to $637,000. Okay? Doesn't sound like a HAMP modification to me. HAMP modifications do not make the payments go up. But moving on, folks. It goes on to say that Sand Canyon, formerly known as Option 1, assigned said mortgage to Wells Fargo as trustee for Option 1 Mortgage Corporation Loan Trust 2006-1 by an assignment of mortgage recorded 11/19/2009. Okay? All right. All right, folks. So two things we want to point out today to show you exactly how this foreclosure that was brought against Brother Juelz, without question, with certainty, is fraud. First, we'll start with what was submitted as Exhibit A, the alleged true copy of the promissory note. All right? As you can see, this is page 3 of 3. This promissory note was made payable to who? Option 1 Mortgage Corporation. And when we go to page 3 of 3, we don't see any endorsements on this instrument. Now, folks, an endorsement is simply a way to transfer a promissory note, just as if one endorses a check to another party. They have to actually sign that check and turn it over to the other party. It's the same thing with a promissory note. So as of right now, this alleged promissory note has never been endorsed by Option 1 to Wells Fargo as trustee, blah, 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 blah. Then when we go to the next page, we see something very frightening, folks. We see something called an allonge to note. Now, folks, if you Google and find out what an allonge is is only used when there's no room to endorse the promissory note. Folks, do you see all of this room right here? Secondly, an allonge has to be permanently glued and affixed to the actual promissory note. Okay? Folks, there's no determining, or we don't know if this is actually glued and fixed. And furthermore, I see something that's very concerning, page 1 of 1. Wouldn't this become page 4 of 4 if it was permanently affixed? All right. Now, you got to forgive me, folks. This is my first time actually really going through and taking a look at this foreclosure complaint that was filed against Brother Juelz Santana. All right. Now, how many of you guys out there know about the infamous LIBOR scandal? London Interbank Offer Rate. It is the rate that the banks use to determine what your adjustable rate will be. Well, U.S. and federal authorities have already determined that as early as 2010, the 16 bank panel that determines what the LIBOR rate will be have been manipulating the rate. Okay? That's the definition of alteration. If you're a homeowner and you have a LIBOR index promissory note and it was manipulated, it was documented by the feds and international authorities that they just went ahead and, said, hey, let's make it this day and make the number this that day. Folks, that's called alteration. But moving forward, as you can see, the maximum interest rate that they put Juelz Santana in is 14.55%. Folks, sounds pretty predatory to me. But moving on, this is my favorite part of the show, folks. I love this part of the show. Let's take a look at the instrument that is law firm to say they have a right to take Brother Juelz home. And as we skim through, this is actually the modification that Juelz Santana signed with Ocwen that has never been recorded. Okay? Never been recorded. All right, moving forward. And chances are it has a balloon feature. Right here, we see something that says by Tamara Casillas. This is truly probably a forgery. We'll get back to that. All right, we see this right here. That's supposed to be Juelz' name, Juelz' signature. All right, let's go forward. Let's get to the favorite part of the show, folks. You got lawyers signing off that this is all true, that they swear that this is true. Now, chances are Juelz Santana has lawyers on deck, but his lawyers obviously haven't done anything for him, because if they did, they would have discovered what Justice and Truth Advocates discovered, that the document that is being used as the basis to take this man's home is a counterfeit. No ifs, ands, and buts. And how about the criminal law firm actually stamped that it's a certified true copy, okay? Created by none other than the infamous criminally convicted defunct DocX out of Alpharetta, Georgia, which declares, for good and valuable consideration, Sand Canyon Corporation, formerly known as Option 1, hereby grants, bargains, sales, assigns, and transfers, conveys, set over, and deliver unto Wells Fargo as trustee for Option 1 Mortgage Loan Trust 2006-1. We'll get to why that's significant, folks. When? On 11/10/2009, okay? Cheryl Thomas declares that she is a vice president for Sand Canyon Corporation, assigning the loan to the foreclosing plaintiff on November 10th, 2009. And Cheryl, the alleged vice president of Sand Canyon, says that she appeared before Brittany Snow and showed sufficient identification as a vice president of Sand Canyon on November 10th, 2009, asserting to have transferred the original mortgage taken out by Mr. LeBron James, aka Juelz Santana, the Harlem MC, on November 10th, 2009. Now, folks, without question, this document is a forgery. And why do we say so? Well, we simply go to what the Department of Justice told us. On November 20th, 2012, the Department of Justice announced that Lender Processing Services omits its role in mortgage-related document fraud scheme. Over 1 million documents prepared and filed with forged and false signatures and fraudulent notarizations. Okay? Led by who? LPS's subsidiary, DocX, which was led by who? Lorraine Brown. See this, folks? Okay? All right? She was responsible for more than 1 million fraudulent documents entering the system, directing company employees to forge and falsify documents relied on by property recorders, title insurers, and others. Appropriately, she now faces the prospect of prison time. Okay? Folks, you can go online and check this out. Just Google DOJ Lorraine Brown. Lorraine Brown is now in federal prison. Okay, this is an announcement by the Department of Justice on June 25th, 2003. And this is actually her plea agreement. All right, Lorraine Brown, DocX. The same DocX where the lawyers, the law firm, the foreclosure law firm, in Mr. Juelz Santana's case, is still using this document today, not yesterday, folks, today, to foreclose on this man's home. Just give me a second while I pull that document up again, his actual foreclosure complaint. All right, here we go. So, folks, we want to also show you why the document that declares that Sand Canyon transferred Mr. Santana's mortgage on November 10, 2009 is also a forgery. Okay? You can go right to our website and go to the blog that we did on this story. And you'll see for yourself the declaration of Dale M. Sugimoto as president of Sand Canyon, given to a bankruptcy court in New Orleans. And what does the president of Sand Canyon say? As of March 18, 2009, he says Sand Canyon does not own any residential mortgages. Folks, do you see that? March 18, 2009, the president of Sand Canyon came to court and said Sand Canyon also does not own any residential real estate mortgages. But here it is in 2016, okay? The foreclosure firm bringing the complaint against brother Juelz Santana using the DocX claims that on November 10th, 2009, Sand Canyon transferred the loan to a trust that was already closed. All right, and why do I say this trust was already closed, folks? All we have to do is go to the SEC's website, go to company filing searches, type in the information, and I'll just spare some time. We're not even going to do that. But brother Juelz Santana, you are not alone, okay? You're not alone in this scheme. We have found that these same scrupulous lawyers, Stern and Eisenberger and Ocwen, are also using DocX assignments for other homeowners who are not rap stars. And folks, you see the color of my skin, who are not black, who are not quote unquote African American. Folks, I take you to the story now of Jeannie Palumbo, AKA a white sister, who is losing her home, fighting Ocwen and also fighting Stern and Eisenberger, okay? Who are also using DocX bogus assignments to steal her home, okay? Where the second assignment of mortgage says that Linda Green, as the vice president and assistant secretary of option one, assigned the mortgage to someone. And then they use a second assignment of mortgage with the name Linda Green, folks, and look at the signatures. You can see them for yourself. Okay? This is absolutely fraud. This is absolutely crime. And we're just happy that Justice and Truth Advocates found it. Okay? Because you have a lot of companies out here claiming that they do securitization audits. You know, they'll tell you that they know how to stop a foreclosure and things of that nature, folks. And they will take your money. Okay? And folks, it's pretty simple. The moral of this story here is that we live in a country where an entire prison industry has been built off of the backs of people that look like me, Latino brothers, poor white brothers, but mostly brothers that look like me. And today, here in the United States of America, people are being locked up for selling drugs. Now, folks, I take no position on whether it's right or wrong to sell drugs. But I will say this. If a crack dealer sells crack to a crackhead, that crackhead wanted the crack. So if we take away whatever moral feelings we have about that transaction, it was an honest one because the crack dealer gave someone what they wanted. But folks, brother Juelz Santana, Jeannie Palumbo, and the 6 million U.S. citizens who have since lost their homes, and the millions of more who also will lose their homes, folks, They didn't ask for this. They sought to take advantage of the American dream. And it's obvious that they have a nightmare where people are actually being terrorized in their own homes. And here in 2016, after all of the consent orders by the US government, after DocX was put out of business in 2012, its CEO put in federal prison for creating over 1 million counterfeit assignments used in foreclosure and bankruptcy proceedings. These documents are still being used today in 2016, folks. And nobody's going to jail. But yet right now in every city in America, let's talk about New York City, okay? Some of the most controversial policing going on in the country right now. The home of Wall Street. But nah, they'll rather focus their attention down there on Fulton Street. Brooklyn, stand up. Harlem, stand up. My hometown, Philadelphia, PA. Cops is roaming, looking to fill these prison cells. But as long as you're part of the aristocrats, you can put on your resume that you're affiliated with Wall Street. You can steal with no consequences. Just ask Brother Juelz Santana. Ask Jeannie Palumbo. Okay? So, folks, we're going to go ahead and close this session out right now. Before we do, of course, I have to remind all of you guys that it is imperative, whether you are paying on time, whether you are behind, that you come to our site and you get an audit. It's the wisest investment you'll ever make in your life. And you know what's beautiful about this? We're on a mission right now to re-employ America because we need people to do these audits for us. We need people to refer people to us for audits and get paid in return. So whether you choose a level 1, a level 2, or a level 3 report, okay? It is imperative that you know if your title has forgeries recorded on it. If your foreclosure consists of the use of fraudulent evidence. Folks, you can also come to our website and you can watch in full the video, this video right here, 13-minute video breaking down the forgery machine of DocX. You can also come to our website and look at the different consent orders. For example, Brother Santana, his debt collector, Ocwen, is under a consent order. You see it right here, folks. They're under a consent order. They were told to stop, but they haven't, and they won't. As long as the American people continue to remain ignorant, as long as the American people continue to remain cowards, they will continue to take your inheritance. Okay? So again, folks, we recommend that every homeowner in America gets an audit. It's imperative. You can also come to our site and you can report mortgage fraud. So after you get your audit, report it to the government. Make them do their job. See, we got to force their hands. Make them do their job. It's that simple, folks. Okay? All right. And the website is jtadvocates.com. Please share the stories. Our next JTA People's Court, Justice and Truth Advocates People's Court, we're going to do the story of the Queen Bee. Want to rumble with the bee, huh? You know, little Kim losing her New Jersey home, her New Jersey mansion. To the same thing Juelz Santana is. Just different names, just different companies. Okay? So with that said, we're going to go ahead and sign on out. Okay? Please, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call directly, 609-353-6522. You can reach me at jtadvocates@gmail.com. Also, you can find a wealth of information at our website, www.jtadvocates.com. And folks, please spread the word. This is a crisis. This is a war at home. The beautiful people of America are under attack. And instead of sticking our heads between our tails and hiding like cowards, flip the tables. They're not going to lock up Wall Street. But you know what? I'll be damned if a lawyer, flesh and blood, don't catch the wrath. All right? God bless everyone. And thank you for joining us tonight. Peace.